What's up, guys? In this video, I am going to show you the best farmers market probably in the United States. Let's go check this out. This is Southwest Ranch's farmers market around Miami. It's about an hour outside of Miami. They have incredible stuff. You guys are not going to believe the amount of raw milk they have there. I can't even tell you. I'm going to surprise you guys. They have 4 different kinds of raw milk. I'm going to let you guess what animals they milked out there. Could be cow, could be buffalo, could be horse. I don't know. What else can you milk? We're going to maybe yak. I don't know. They've got crazy amount of amazing raw milk, raw cheeses, raw butters, awesome meat. I'm going to take you guys through it all. And we're going to do a meet and greet out there. So let's see how many people show up to hang out and say hi and share animal-based stories. Could be 0, could be a couple hundred. So let's go. I'm going to take you guys out there. This farmer's market is amazing. You're not going to believe this. Let's go. Raw milk adventure. Let's go. All right, guys. We're here. What's up? We're here. We're going to go in and take a look at the best farmer's market. Come on. Yes. Boom. Oh, I'm glad it's helped. Thank you. Thank you. No difference between raw milk and regular milk. Good to meet you, man. Thanks for saying hi.
I love you.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad it's helpful.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Absolutely.
It definitely changed me a lot, man.
Cool. Thanks for saying hi. Wow. Wow. I mean, like, this is heaven for me, guys. Look at this. Like, all of this raw milk in glass. Raw milk, raw milk, raw milk. Okay, what's the deal with this? This is all raw cow's milk. So A2 cow's milk. What does that mean? A2 refers to the casein isoform. Casein is a milk protein. There's A1 and there's A2. And generally, people do better with A2. Jersey and Guernsey cows make A2 milk, all right? So when I'm drinking milk, I find that it digests better. I feel better with A2 milk. If you are getting cow's milk, it should say A2, or it should be from Jersey cows. But cow's milk is not all they have here. And what is raw milk? In case you don't know what raw milk is, it's not pasteurized. There's a huge debate going on online now, right? Is raw milk better? Is it better to be pasteurized? What's the downside of raw milk? People say, oh, raw milk is a problem because it's not pasteurized, you can get sick. You can get sick from any raw food. A lot of people get sick from raw cucumbers, raw cantaloupes, raw spinach, and raw sushi, raw fish every year. Can you get sick from raw milk? Absolutely, if the farm isn't doing it well. But if the farm is doing it well, milk actually contains many, many proteins and enzymes that prevent the overgrowth of bad bacteria. Milk has lactoferrin and lactoglobulin. Milk actually contains hundreds of thousands, probably billions, if not trillions of organisms from the cow. When a breastfeeding mother nurses her child, that is not sterile. All of the skin flora goes into the milk, and all of that skin flora is commensal. It's good for you. It's what's naturally in milk. It's what's in human breast milk, and it's what's in all mammalian milks. I'm going to show you some other mammalian milks in a second, but raw cow's milk actually contains lots of bacteria that are good for you, and those bacteria generally outcompete anything bad. Have there been instances of people getting sick from raw milk? Yes, but people have also gotten sick from silk milk and almond milk. There was recently a huge recall in Canada. A couple people might have died. In 1986, there was a huge outbreak of salmonella from pasteurized milk. I think over 200,000 people got sick from pasteurized milk. So the important thing when you're drinking raw milk is that you know the quality of the raw milk. Get it from a good farm that's reputable. And on the flip side, what are the benefits of raw milk? Raw milk has been shown in multiple studies, the Parzival study, the Gabriella study, to have benefits in terms of allergy and immune effects in humans. So kids that grew up on or off farms drinking raw milk versus pasteurized had lower rates of asthma, eczema, and allergies. That's crazy, especially because I grew up drinking pasteurized milk and I had asthma, eczema, and allergies. That is the atopic triad, guys. That is what I suffer from. And raw milk has helped with that. Basically, that was the reason I did the carnivore diet. That's a whole separate story. So what is pasteurization? Pasteurization is heating milk to a very high temperature. It's usually over 400 degrees Fahrenheit. And that changes the conformation of proteins in the milk. There's definitely research showing that the whey protein in milk changes conformation, and that may affect humans negatively immunologically, or you may lose positive immunologic benefits from a whey protein that is undenatured. When you pasteurize milk, you also wipe out all of the flora in the milk. So there's no bacteria in pasteurized milk, which can be a good thing if there are harmful bacteria in raw milk, which happens very, very rarely, but it's often a bad thing because there's nothing in the milk. There's no organisms. And so if anything contaminates a pasteurized milk, it's going to go crazy. It's like an agar plate in a science lab. If you put bacteria on an agar plate, it goes wild. It just grows everywhere, lots of colonies. And so if salmonella or campylobacter get into pasteurized milk, like happened in 1986, like happened recently in Canada with silk milk, soy milk, and almond milk, then you're going to have major problems. There's no other organisms there to outcompete the bad organisms. There's an age-old debate, guys, between terrain theory and microbe theory. The microbe theory has kind of won out in Western medicine, but I think it's missing the boat a little bit. Microbe theory is kind of like the school of Louis Pasteur, who actually invented pasteurization. And it says that organisms are of greater or lesser virulence. Terrain theory says you don't get sick necessarily because you had a bad bacteria get into your skin or your body. You got sick because your terrain was bad, because you were not healthy at baseline. And we see this in medicine. When you are diabetic, when you have metabolic dysfunction, you have bad terrain and you are more susceptible. A diabetic can get a huge infection in their foot or their leg that causes them to lose a limb with a bacteria that you or I would be easily able to fend off. So I think it's much more about the health of your body than the microorganism. Don't fear microorganisms. They're everywhere. They're on your skin. They're in your nose. They're in your mouth. They're in every crack and crevice of our body. And yes, I mean every crack and crevice. You're thinking about them too, right? That's not the problem. You can't sterilize your hands, washing them with soap and get rid of all the bacteria, because the bacteria from your skin just move into that sterile area immediately. The way to be healthy is not to make sterile environments for yourself everywhere. It's not to live in a bubble. It's to be healthy metabolically, to have healthy terrain, not to have a fear of microbes. So let's go check out some of these other milks in here, which are amazing. Camel milk, right? How cool is this? So all camel milk is A2A2, and camel's milk is pretty easy for humans to digest. The downside of camel's milk is that it's a little harder to find and it's much more expensive. When I did research online, camel's milk is apparently the closest thing to human breast milk. Now, I can't recommend any breast milk substitutes on YouTube because they took the last video I did about that down, but it's the closest thing to human milk. So it's probably easy for humans to digest. And like I said, it's A2A2 and it has a lot of vitamins and stuff. So I love camel's milk. It's so expensive that I can't drink it all the time because I would go through like 6 of these a day. But if you have trouble digesting milk or you need it for children maybe, camel's milk is a really, really interesting option, and it's closest to human milk. That's intriguing to me. I also hope that at some time in my life, I get to milk a camel. And I don't know where the camels are that they get this from, but I want to go see them. We don't think about milk as a source of vitamin C, but camel's milk is 3 times higher than cow's milk in vitamin C. So all the milks are a little different, and they're all mammalian milks. Humans can digest all of them, but cow's milk is probably the hardest one for humans to digest. But if you're getting the A2A2 cow's milk, it's easier. Camel's milk is much easier. Let me show you guys some other milks that are easier for a lot of people to digest, but you'll see in this video, guys, like I guarantee you that people are going to come up to me in the store here and tell me this anecdote, because I hear it from every time I talk to people about raw milk. Even though there's no evidence that raw milk is easier to digest or that raw milk is less lactose intolerant for people, every time I talk about raw milk and I do a meet and greet, people tell me that they can drink raw milk and they can't drink pasteurized milk. Observationally, I meet a lot of people who have an easier time digesting raw milk than pasteurized milk, even cow's milk, and that's interesting to me. They've got goat's milk and sheep milk as well. Remember, both of these, the sheep's milk and the goat's milk, have less lactose than a cow's milk. So if you still get lactose intolerance, gas, or bloating, or any weird symptoms with a cow's milk that's A2A2 raw, you might try a goat or a sheep's milk. Yeah, you're welcome. Go ahead. Notably, this is really interesting. Sheep's milk, 40% more calcium than a cow's milk. So that's incredible. Like I haven't had sheep's milk in a while, but I'm going to try some sheep's milk today and make a smoothie and let you guys know how it goes with this. I like the different types of milk. I'll love the cow's milk, but this next one, if I had to decide, this next one is my favorite milk. Check this out. Skadoosh. Have you guys seen that movie? You guys know Kung Fu Panda? Skadoosh. Skadoosh. Raw buffalo milk. This is my favorite milk. And buffalo milk is sweet. It's even sweeter than cow's milk. It has more fat than cow's milk. So it's good for like nourishing if you're trying to gain weight, if you want a fattier milk. I mean, according to ChatGPT, it has 17 grams of fat per cup, which is pretty incredible. I'm telling you guys, if you get a chance to try buffalo milk, it's so good. This is the best milk I've ever had. And what we're talking about here is not bison, it's buffalo. So I think it's like a water buffalo they're milking. They have the horns that go down like this, and almost looks like they have a toupee on. So this is not from a bison. I think it's from an actual like water buffalo. I told you guys this is like the best farmer's market in the country. They also have kefir, which is fermented milk. And kefir is different than yogurt. When you make yogurt, you ferment yogurt at like 140 degrees Fahrenheit for 12 hours. But kefir is fermented at 78 degrees Fahrenheit for a day. So it's a lower fermentation for a longer amount of time. And they use different bacteria. And so kefir is pretty easy to digest. If you have trouble digesting lactose, kefir removes almost all of the lactose, and yogurt significantly reduces the lactose in milks and in yogurts or kefirs. So I love kefir, and they have kefir that they make from buffalo milk right here. They're making yogurts. I mean, it's incredible. Dairy is just the beginning, right? You got the milk, but then you can make it into a yogurt. You can ferment it. You can make things like butter, which is the next thing I'm going to show you because this blows my mind every time I'm here. The raw butter here, look at the color of this raw butter, guys. This is amazing. So look at that butter. I mean, this is insanely yellow. And butter, there's no coloring added to this butter. This is beta carotene because the cows are eating grass. So that's real butter, and the color of this butter is amazing. I happen to think that raw butter is like gold, and it looks like gold, right? It's incredible. I put butter in my squash. You guys may have seen the videos I did about spaghetti squash. I called it animal-based pasta, and I got flack because it's made from a plant, but you guys get the idea. Like, an animal-based diet is something I've advocated for. It's meat, it's organs, which are here. I'm going to show you guys that stuff in a second. It's fruit, it's honey, and it's raw dairy. And squash is a fruit. So animal-based pasta is not wheat. It's made from squash, which is a fruit. So I was using the term animal-based in that way. And all these silly vegans were like, oh, up in arms and haughty. Oh, you're not eating. It's not from an animal. Well, yeah, but it's part of an animal-based diet. And I made that up. So, you know, go eat some steak, you vegans. Stop criticizing. Anyway, raw butter and squash is amazing. Benefits of butter in a nutshell. Butter is full of all kinds of good fats for humans. You've heard butter is bad for you. It's good for you. Short chain fatty acids, like butyrate. It's full of saturated fats like stearic acid. Butter also contains odd chain fatty acids. I'm going to put a little research on the screen. C15 and C17 are odd chain fatty acids. Most of the fats we think of are even chain fatty acids, 14, 16, 18, 20 carbons in length. Odd chain fatty acids, 15 and 17 carbons. These have consistently been associated with longevity and health outcomes in humans. They're found in butter. Butter is a health food, guys. Do not fear butter. Right next to butter, they got some beef tallow. I'm going to show you guys our beef tallow from Lineage in a second. I'm really proud of that. I mean, look at this, guys. Look at the color of our beef tallow here. That's what beef tallow is supposed to look like. It looks like butter. It's like yellow. So look, I love Southwest Ranches, but I think our Lineage beef tallow wins. We're just going to sell Lineage beef tallow here because look at the color of ours, guys. I'm really proud of that. Anyway, beef tallow is a super valuable fat for humans. If you're cooking in a pan, if you're heating things, beef tallow is the way to go. It's much more stable than an olive oil. I wouldn't heat olive oil, guys, but beef tallow is amazing. You can use beef tallow in place of butter, but if you're heating anything in a pan, beef tallow is the way to go. If you are not convinced that this is the best farmer's market in the country, this is all raw ice cream. They got goat ice cream, buffalo ice cream, and cow ice cream. And what's so cool about this is that ice cream can be a health food. Let me show you guys what's in these. Raw cow vanilla ice cream. Ingredients: raw cow's milk, raw cream, pasture-raised egg yolks, organic vanilla powder, raw butter, Celtic salt, and honey. That is how you make healthy ice cream, guys. It is not hard to make ice cream healthy, but the only place you're going to find really healthy ice cream is if you make it yourself or something like this. Raw milk, egg yolks, honey, fruit. I've made videos. I'll put a link in the description of this video how to make your own healthy ice cream at home, but ice cream is a health food. Like, I'm definitely going to get some of this ice cream today. It's going to be amazing. It's very possible that I'll eat this whole thing today and I'll still feel healthy and I'll still feel like working out and I'll still have mental clarity and I'll still sleep well because it's a good food for humans. So let's keep going. They got eggs here and you'll see soy-free. They're corn and soy-free. Why do I care about that? Let's look at them. I mean, I don't know what the deal is right now, guys, but eggs are like gold. So corn and soy-free eggs. Why do I care? When a chicken is fed corn and soy, the amount of linoleic acid, which is an 18-carbon polyunsaturated fat, increases in the yolk. I really believe that one of the issues with seed oils is that it's pushing up our linoleic acid in our diets. And so these are more like wild chickens. Like wild chickens make eggs with less linoleic acid in the egg yolk. Traditionally raised chickens, corn and soy fed chickens, more linoleic acid in the egg yolk. I really believe that a corn and soy free egg yolk is going to be a healthier egg yolk, lower linoleic acid than a traditional egg yolk. So these are definitely, I mean, these are like the best eggs I've ever seen. If you're going to eat eggs and you're going to eat the yolks raw, don't eat the white raw, because a chicken egg white that's raw contains avidin, and that's a compound that binds biotin. So you don't want to eat raw whites. If you want to use the whites for like shampoo or make them into something or give them to your plants, fine, but don't eat raw whites. All right, so eggs, I love, and they've got all kinds of cool eggs. They got quail eggs, they got duck eggs. What is this? I don't even know what this is. It looks like Jurassic Park or something. I think that might be a turkey. That's not a turkey egg. I don't even know. I'll ask them. There's just 3 of these random eggs in here. Like some little dinosaur is going to come out. Maybe these are just huge duck eggs, but look at the size of that egg, guys. I mean, that's huge. It's a goose egg. So amazing. I mean, where else can you get goose eggs? All right, guys, they just told me 1 goose egg is 20 grams of protein. So how crazy is that? I mean, it's a huge egg, but 1 goose egg is 20 grams of protein. So maybe I'll have to get some goose eggs and make like a goose egg omelet or something. I don't know. All right, guys, up here they've got jerkies, but look, they got to get the lineage. So we're going to get some lineage in here. We just released the nose to tail collagen from lineage. Let me see that. All right, so check this out. I'm proud of this, guys. It has grass-fed, grass-finished beef collagen, never ever fed antibiotics or hormones, but it also has trachea and scapula cartilage, which have type 2 collagen. Normal beef collagen only has types 1 and 3, but ours has types 1, 2, and 3. We also put in natural vitamin C from acerola berries, eggshell membranes for hyaluronic acid and elastin, and we got some sea salt in there for absorption. So best collagen on the planet, I'm saying. Make sure you're getting your collagen, make a bone broth, eat the tendinous tissues, or check our new thing out from Lineage. I got to talk to you guys about bacon. I'm not going to lie, that's some of the best bacon I've ever seen. When you're thinking about pork, you want corn and soy-free pork also. Really, you want pastured pork. You want pigs that are just out on the range, eating bugs, eating mice. Yeah, like you might not know this, but pigs are omnivores. They definitely eat other animals. The same thing that happens with chickens happens with pigs. So the same thing that happens with eggs affects the bacon. When a pig is fed corn and soy, and most of the pigs that you are eating as pork are fed corn and soy, the amount of linoleic acid in the fat goes way up. If you look at wild hogs, the amount of linoleic acid in the fat is like 4 to 5%. A pig fed corn and soy is like 20% linoleic acid. So know the quality of your pork. And if you're getting most of your fat from bacon, try to get a lower linoleic acid pork fat. This is the same problem with chicken. When I'm getting chicken or I'm thinking about pork, I want it to be corn and soy free, and I want it to be lower linoleic acid. So the sourcing here matters. To be honest, 99% of what I eat is beef. And I have no issues with that. I've never seen solid research to suggest that humans cannot eat red meat every single day. Every single day you can eat red meat. It's grass-fed, it's grass-finished. It's really the best quality meat out there. You want some variety, eat some chicken, eat some pork, but try to get something that's corn and soy-free, low linoleic acid. The other thing to think about here is with fish. I've done so many videos on Atlantic salmon and how they use coloring agents. You don't want a farm-raised salmon. All Atlantic salmon is farm-raised. You want wild fish. But if you make the majority of your diet fish, you got to check your heavy metals, because fish is just polluted these days. And it's going to have higher levels of mercury, cadmium, lead, arsenic, along with PFAs, forever chemicals, and microplastics. So I really feel like there's no perfect food. It's all compromise. But don't fear eating red meat. Don't fear animal fats. Don't fear butter. And know that it's okay to eat red meat more than you're eating now. If you want to eat fish, great. I wouldn't do it every day. And if you want to make your diet entirely fish, you better check your heavy metals. All right, guys, you know I wouldn't be excited about any farmer's market that didn't have meat. So like, look at this. They got all this red meat here. We got grass-fed ground beef. Everything is grass-fed. So you got ground beef, They got ribeyes. They got New York. Everything here is grass-fed. Looks like they're sourcing a lot of this stuff from Australia, which is amazing. I know the farm that this Australian grass-fed beef comes from. It's actually the same Australian grass-fed regenerative set of farms that the beef in here comes from is what we use to make the lineage air-dried steak and the meat sticks. So I can personally vouch for the quality of this meat because I've been to the farms in Australia. They're some of the best farms I've ever seen. It's like cows on green grass overlooking the ocean to Tasmania. It's like $1 million real estate with cows on it. That's how you get good meat. If any of you think that like red meat is not good for you, the best kind of meat is red meat because it's eating grass its whole life. I have reservations about chicken. Over here, I mean, look at this. That is a thing of beauty. Look at that ribeye. This is actually my favorite cut of steak. It's a skirt steak. There's inside skirts and outside skirts. You've got skirt steaks that are over the ribs and skirt steaks that are the diaphragm. The texture of skirt steak, I love it. So if you guys haven't tried skirt steak, you got to get on skirt steak. Let me talk to you guys about this for a second. You look at a steak right here. You got muscle meat. You got some fat. We don't eat a lot of the connective tissue of animals anymore. They're chewy bits. Those are the parts that really you have to chew, like the collagenous joints and stuff of an animal or the tendons. That stuff gets thrown out. So we're kind of deficient in collagen as humans today, which is why I think it's important to supplement with collagen, to make your own bone broth. Check this out, guys. They have a whole freezer here full of organs. This is crazy. Beef liver, primal blend with organs in it, liverwurst. They got tongue. They got heart. Why would you eat organs? Muscle meat is beneficial. It has unique nutrients that are not found in plants. But just like peanut butter and jelly, you got to have some organs to complement the meat. Humans have always eaten the organs of animals. Liver has unique nutrients that are not found in muscle meat. Vitamin A, selenium in higher amounts. Choline, biotin, higher amounts of those things. More folate. So organs are incredible. They're super valuable for humans. If you don't like the taste, if you don't want to eat organs, do a grind, like grind it into your ground beef. Or this is why I'm proud of Lineage with the meat sticks and Heart and Soil with desiccated organs. I started these companies to make it easier for you guys to get organs. So put it into your ground beef, get liver. I mean, look at this, guys. You know I'm going home with some beef balls. I mean, I'm getting some testicles, like for sure. What other farmer's market in the country has this amount of beef testicles? Yes, thumbs up from me for beef testicles. What do we got?
I got skirt steak.
Oh man, thank
Try
you.
it out.
Yeah.
You tell me how you want it. We got some ribeyes.
Mm.
We got the pancreas coming out.
Yeah, you cooked it. Yeah.
You do chicken?
I'm good.
You don't do chicken.
No.
Ribeye, yes.
Yeah.
You do chicken? All right, cool. All right, let's take it out. Let's discuss some now.
All right, guys. That was pretty amazing. I didn't think anybody was going to come to the meet and greet, and like 300 people came. So many cool stories. It means so much to me when people share their stories because I heard about depression getting better, IBS, eczema, infertility. So many people were saying they lost weight, they felt better. It's so cool. I don't think you have to eat only an animal-based diet, but it's such a good blueprint that works for people. Eat meat, eat organs, don't fear red meat. Get some raw milk if you want. If you don't like it, don't eat it. This is such a cool thing. I'm so inspired by this market. The amount of quality food in here is unparalleled. It's one of the best farmers markets I've ever seen, and I hope that you can incorporate some of the foods that you see here wherever you are and eat healthier. So thank you guys. Thanks to everybody who came out to the meet and greet. Stay tuned because there's a good chance we're gonna do a little collaborative market with these guys in Florida, in Miami soon. We'll keep you posted. We're gonna try and open more healthy grocery stores like this in Miami. That's a teaser for you guys. I'll see you in the next video.